Hey, this your girl Lotus Rashay with my 3 tips of the day on success. Look, if you missed the Kim Jacobs show this morning, interviewer at 11 a.m. this morning, you missed the treat. But see us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when she is going to be on my show for Interview the Interviewer. Yeah, I'm in the hot seat. But now I get to add somebody else in the hot seat that I just called to the show. Hey, folks, this your girl Lotus Rashay. I am so happy to say that I'm here today for 3 tips. You know, I've been doing some things to help people out all around the world. Well, not to help them out, because guess what? I can only put out the information, but you got to help yourself ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And so you know how I do it. I call my friends up. I'm like, hey, what you doing? They be like, hey, I'm not doing nothing. What you doing, Lola? I said, I ain't doing nothing. Come on over and let's talk to me. And then we have a chat. And then when we start chatting, something happens. And that something happens, and it's success tips. And every time we hit a success tip, I'll be like, hey, let's go live. And they'll be like, you for real? You for real? I'll be like, yeah, let me build a broadcast. Let me do what I got to do. And we go live to bring some tips to you. So as you know, earlier this morning, I was on the show with the remarkable Kim Jacobs. Yeah, she is amazing, from the Kim Jacobs show. If y'all haven't heard her song on the Kim Jacobs show, you got to go there. It's the Kim Jacobs show. Yeah, you know, we make up our own words and stuff. Well, I do anyway. So I was on the Kim Jacobs show. I interview her. Now, she's an interviewer, but I interview her, the interviewer of the interviewer. Did I say that right? Probably not, but it's okay. Y'all make sure y'all come and check us out at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm going to be in the hot seat, and I get votes from all around the world. Put Lotus in the hot seat. Put Lotus in the hot seat. So Kim said, I'm about to put you in the hot seat. And you can play the Kim Jacobs show from 11 o'clock this morning on repeat. So go ahead to the Kim Jacobs show and hit that repeat button. Like, share, start a watch party, and make sure, run and tell somebody, come on in. Let us know where you're coming in from. So now, quick tips, 3 quick tips. I got a friend with me. She's coming on. She's going to help me out really, really quick. We're going to give you 3 tips of success, because she's successful in her own right, and she wants to give you guys some success to be dynamite. And you guys have seen her on my News You Can Use show. So I'm going to play my News You Can Use show to bring her into the show. Be right back. Y'all gonna like this. 3 tips from success, or for success, from Mary Jo and Lolo. Mary Jo and Lolo gonna give you 3 tips for success right here to help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life with Mary Jo and Lolo. Here we go with the 3 tips for success. Why don't you welcome Mary Jo to the 15-minute show? All right, here we go. Hey, Mary Jo, how you doing?
How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm super happy to have you here. Thank you. I had to do my thing for my girl, Kim Jacobs. She's world renowned. She get down, but you get down with the sound right here. And we're going to share our 15 minutes of fame, and we're going to give folks some tips for success. So,
yes,
Mary Jo and I were in the back talking. We just gonna say that. And I said, Mary Jo, you know, what are your 3 tips of success that you would give with people? And so she started talking, and she sound real good. She know what she's talking about. And so I said, okay, let's share that. And so she said, okay. And so real quickly, some of y'all don't know who Mary Jo is. You may have not seen my show on News You Can Use, even though I played that wonderful video for you. Mary Jo Ragbeth is a founder of Creative Directions for Living. So Mary Jo, before we get started, won't you tell them what that's all about?
Yeah, so Creative Directions for Living is my company, and what I do with it is help people who really want to live creative lives. And by that, I mean, instead of living the life that is the templated script, to really do what lights you up and makes you feel joy and happiness and fulfilled and successful. And so, so here we are to talk about some of that.
All right. So
ways to go. Yeah.
So I got her in the hot seat for 15 minutes, y'all. I got her in the hot seat for 15 minutes. So we're going to dive right in. So Mary Jo, I'm going to just call her Joe, y'all. She said I could. She said I could. So
I said I
Mary
would
Jo and Low.
too.
This is Mary Jo and Low. So,
Yes.
so Mary Jo, let me ask you this.
Yes.
What is one of your number one tips to success?
The number one tip to success is to show up. You know, we would not be here right now if you had said, Mary Jo, let's go live. And I'd be like, what? No, I can't. I'm not ready. I don't know enough. I don't have makeup on, you know, whatever it is. It's like, if I had said, I can't do that because I haven't had 10 seconds to think about it. Well, no. Okay. You gave me 30, but seconds, you know, we wouldn't be here having this conversation. So it's like, you know, when the opportunity knocks, you answer.
Exactly. I love that. And so listen, folks, I double dog dare you. Go ahead and share this broadcast. You got 30 seconds to share it. You got 30 seconds to share because we just gave you the first tip. We only got 2 more tips left. So like, share, start a watch party and tell somebody we've got 3 tips for success with my girl, Mary Jo. So it's Mary Jo and Low. We doing what we can do to bring 3 success tips to you. We're giving you 30 seconds. We'll be right back. That's it. You got 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. You've got some time to get your tips in the box. So make a success tip, but go ahead and like, share, start a watch party and run and tell somebody I got Mary Jo in the box. All right. So the first tip for success is show up. And why is that so important for people to show up, Mary Jo? Why is it so important?
Because if you don't show up, then where are you? I mean, what's happening? You can't make it happen if you don't show up.
All right. You can't make it happen if you don't show up. So that's cool. You can't make it happen if you don't show up. So, and this is another way that we show up. We share. So Angie says she shared. Thank you so much. And Laura from the Philippines, she's here. Angela is from DC. So Mary Beth, while you got your phone, go ahead, like, share, and start a watch party. And I'm getting ready to ask her the next question. Okay. While she's sharing and you share, I just shared into a group of 4,000 people. Okay. So just because you share in huge groups doesn't mean that everybody's going to jump in and watch you and all that, but you got to share. That's a part of showing up. So make sure you like, share, start a watch party, run, and tell somebody that Mary Jo and Lolo is on the box. And we are giving 15 minutes to talk about 3 tips for success. And the first tip was you got to show up, because after all, the come up is in the show up. And you have to show up when the opportunity presents itself, to take the opportunity in the time of the opportunity. So Mary Jo, what is our second tip that you had?
Okay, so my second tip was to come from the heart. And I know a lot of people may say, you know, that's not a good idea, but I think it is, you know, because when you come from the heart, you're actually really sharing yourself. You're sharing who you are and what you really, you know, feel is important.
Well, I really must say that I like that you're sharing that, because at the end of the day, if you don't, in my opinion, if you don't come from a heart-centered space, a lot of times it's riddled with ego.
Right.
And so the ego begins to take over, and it becomes of more of what's in it for me.
Right. Right.
What can I leverage out of what I'm telling this person to help them be successful? Well, maybe they can be successful and then pay me. Now many of us have businesses, right? And we want to do well in our business, but sometimes when you show up, you can't always show up with business in mind. Sometimes you got to come from the heart and lead with love, because when you lead with love, typically things are going to work out really, really well. So, wow. I like that you said that come from the heart is really powerful. Have you ever had a time where something has happened and it like totally upset you, but you took a step back and you said, you know what, wait a minute, let me slow my roll. Let me lead from the heart. And it changed the dynamic of what was going on?
Oh yeah. So you're gonna ask me to share a story now, and I gotta
Yeah,
ding 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 ding, come and figure out what that is.
she's in the hot seat.
Yeah, she's in the hot seat. She's in the hot seat. Um, so so when you're here's the situation where it's like, let's say you are talking to someone, and you're trying to decide whether or not you actually want to do business with them, right? Whether you want them to become a client, let's say. And there's just something about it where oh my God, I can so know from my heart that I can really help this person. Then it's like you're going to really be excited about, like, I know I can help this person. Whereas if you're talking to someone, you're like, yeah, I don't know, this isn't really my wheelhouse. Coming from the heart might be, you know what, I don't sound like the best person for you, but I know exactly who it is, and my friend Lotus is the exact person who I think can really help you. So maybe what you should do is, instead of working with me, work with Lotus.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I've been through a lot, and one thing that I know is that whenever I come from a place of love, from that heart space, I typically don't go wrong, even if it seems like someone has taken advantage of me. Later on down the road, I really realize, you know what, I'm happy I came from the heart space, because it's really opened up an avenue that I wasn't even looking for. So it's great. And sometimes it's a setup for a come up. So the third tip of success, that Mary Jo shared was
the connect with the common humanness of everyone. And I guess another way of saying that could be, their humanity. But what I mean by that is that at the core, no matter what our differences are, what it appears like in the outside, at the core, what we all have in common is we are human, and we have similar, sets of feelings, and then we might even have different goals. We might even have different definitions of success. Right. But at the core of it is our humanness. And there's a way of respecting that and acknowledging it that sets that platform, if you will, for the love to come.
Yeah. And in most cases, we really do have different concepts of what success is all about. And I like that you shared the message from David Hawkins' book. And I'm going to take you right to it, because David Hawkins has a PhD, so he's well learned. And this, what she shares from, is from his book, Success is for You. And so these are some principles using a heart-centered power principle for lasting abundance and fulfillment. So what Mary Jo was talking about is more than just 3 tips for success. They're tips to be heart-centered. And that's what the balance doctor and I talked about earlier, Ms. Kim Jacobs, really to get balance and be centered in the power principles of life, so that you do have lasting abundance and fulfillment, and so that you generate positivity and that positive energy to you rather than push it away. And so I'm so happy that we were able to share this information with folks all around the world, as they share and we grow, and we know that no matter what you do, it doesn't take a whole lot to be successful, but it takes commitment, it takes partnership, it takes patience, and it takes a lot of learning. You have to educate yourself and lead with love. So with that being said, Mary Jo, what's next for you? I know you got a few things coming up. So what's next for you?
So what's next for me is actually, I will be actually doing a live tomorrow. And the topic is actually about how to not let people pleasing damage your business, because that can be, sometimes very hard to balance as well. And I also have a podcast, Creative Directions for Living, and you can tune into that on all different platforms.
Okay, so heard a couple of things, but I heard the podcast. Okay, and it's called Creative
Directions for Living.
Directions for Living.
Yes.
Okay. All right, y'all. I already know what the podcast is. I was trying to give myself some time to type, because y'all know I like to bring it up on the feed so that y'all can see it. Yes. I already know what it's called.
Yes.
So the podcast is going to be thebomb.com. Okay. And make sure you check her out on her podcast. I didn't spell it's creative. See, creative. I told y'all I knew it. See, I told you. See, y'all didn't think I knew it, right? Yeah. Creative Directions for Living. I put that thing up here. I was like, wait a minute, that's not it.
Yes.
Creative Directions for Living. So check her out on her podcast, and make sure you check her out tomorrow when she goes live. Now, where will you be going live at?
Oh, tomorrow I'm going to be going live actually at Tammy Jaffe's Facebook page. And you're going to make me spell that now too, right?
Yeah.
T-A-M-I.
Why not? You're going to do some work. I'm typing in the chat.
T-A-M-I.
Put it in the chat. Let me put it up.
Okay.
Put it up on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. See, when I do 15 minutes of success tips, I put people to work, because I put myself to work, because we step up to a higher level of existence when we work together. It's like masterminding. Okay. Yeah. And so she's going to put it in. I'm going to bring it up on the screen so you'll know where to go ahead and hear what she has to say and support us. And see, this is another thing that she's doing. She's helping her friend Tammy, as well as we all should. We should help one another. Okay. Because like she said, one of the biggest ways to be successful is, you got to do that. Show up, right? Those are words of wisdom. So don't forget it. Don't forget it. So what you need to do tomorrow is go to this page right here and check her out. Now, what time should they go there?
They should go there at 11 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay, fantastic. So Tammy Jaffe, did I pronounce her name right?
Yes.
Go to Tammy Jaffe's page. Like, share, start a watch party at 11
a.m.
Eastern Standard Time, and check her out.
Yep.
And hear what she's talking about. So with that being said, this is your girl Lotus Rashay. This is Lolo and Mary Jo. We've brought you 3 quick tips to success. We're super happy that we were able to share that information with you, because the go up is in the show up. And so let's just quickly go over it. The first 3 tips that you gave. The first one is, Mary Jo?
To show up, come from your heart, and connect with the common humanness of everyone. And there's one thing that, if we have time, a couple minutes, I just want to make a connection that you made earlier with the book, which is, David Hawkins is known for the map of consciousness. And when you talked about the difference between coming from ego and coming from heart, on the map of consciousness, he talks about how pride is at like 175, courage is at 200. And once you get to 200, that's when everything starts to really take off. And the show up is in the courage, right? Then you come from the heart, then you're moving up to 500. And when you're connecting with a consciousness, then you're just in that high realm of consciousness. And so that's the connection that he makes. All right.
Book. So, I got a question. Because a lot of people are afraid to show up, but they have to go beyond average and have courage and just crush it. Because the crushing it don't come unless you have courage to be and gravitate what you want to you. Yeah. So can you tell us what's that number?
200. It's the tipping point on his map of consciousness. As far as being in fear and struggle and pride and some of those more, let's call them ego-dominated energies. But then when you get to the level of courage, 200, that's when you really can start moving up. And that's when, you get into flow versus force.
Okay. So
power versus force.
So, Mary Jo,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you to come back next week, and we're going to do another 15-minute segment.
Okay.
Three tips for success. And I want to talk really just about that, the map of consciousness, the tipping point, so that people can really understand how they go from one level of frequency to the higher level of frequency. Because what you shared really is when we're under that, we're operating at a lower level of
force,
consciousness, or flow. Is what I believe.
Yeah. That's where you're forced to
that's right.
Struggling. It is. You got it.
Yeah, we're constantly having this struggle rather than being released from the struggle. And we're going to talk about that a little bit this weekend. I've got a conference called the She Rise Conference, Break the Chain. And a lot of times we are bound by chains that leave us operating from a lower level of existence because we're not raising our consciousness. We're not using the map of consciousness to the tipping point where we tip from fear to faith that leads to the courage to go beyond average. You got to have courage and crush it. So, yeah, will you come back next week for about 15 minutes and we can give those 3 success tips when it comes to the map of consciousness, tipping, what the tipping point is and how people can do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, fantastic. So, folks, we'll be back. Hopefully, we can come back next Wednesday at the same bat time, at the same bat channel with Mary Jo and Lolo as we give you 3 tips for success. We'll be talking about the map of consciousness, tipping point. So you'll know it. So with that being said, thank you everybody for sharing, like this, broadcast, share it, as we hold true to do what we're supposed to do and share tips of success and bring them right to you. So thanks. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to join my show tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Lotus Roche Ignite Show, where the celebrity interviewer herself, Miss Kim James, is going to be hot on a box on the Lotus Roche Ignite Show, where she's going to be interviewing the interviewer. I don't know what she's going to ask me, Mary Jo. Mary Jo, if you're not busy, please show up because I'm going to need somebody to say vote for Kim and not vote
for Lotus, vote for Lotus.
No, vote for Kim. So we'll see you guys later. Have a great time.
Thank you, Lotus.
Ignite and take flight in every area of your life. See you tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See ya. And welcome to Lotus Roche Ignite Show. Yes, today is Wednesday, January 27th. And guess what? Dr. Lotus Roche herself is here in the studio, but she's not going to be the host today. I'm Kim Jacobs from The Kim Jacobs Show, and I'm interviewing what we call Interview the Interviewer right here on Lotus Roche Ignite. She's going to be a guest today on her own show.